Gareth Story Planet.
Hello again. So you came back to Gareth's Story Planet to find out how I got my agent. This is part 2 of the video, and it starts off me going to a picture book course led by the amazing Jonathan Emmett. He is a fantastic picture book author and paper engineer. He does amazing things, but he's a great talent and an amazing guy. So, come and join me. I went on this course. Jonathan said, it's okay to write in rhyme, it's okay to write longer picture books, do what you think the story needs. And I was like, yes, I'm in, I'm going to do it. And I haven't looked back since. Those 2 years, I must have written, I don't know, about 50 books. Not all of them rhyme, but the majority of them do. And to me, being a songwriter working in the theatre and have always written silly rhymes and changed the lyrics to songs, writing in that way was something that is close to my heart, and it always will be. And I hope I always, fingers touch wood, I hope I will always continue to write in rhyme as well. So that was the number one step. Going on that course, meeting Jonathan Emmett. Got his name correct. About 6 months after that, Jonathan was having a book launch for an amazing book called How the Borgs Became. It was here in Nottingham. It was at Woollerton Hall. The book is about, in fact, I will do a review on it very soon, but it's about evolution. It's a fantastic book, and it took him a very long time to sell, but I'm glad that it did sell, and I'm glad that he decided to have a book launch because I went along. Now, in the end, I went along on my own. The person I was going with, who is a lovely lady called Amy, and she works for Writing East Midlands, which I'll do another video about those, but they are an amazing organisation helping writers within the East Midlands area. I was meant to be going with Amy, but she couldn't in the end, so I went along on my own. I was very nervous. I'd never been to a book launch before. I just sat at the corner, drinking tea and eating the biscuits that Jonathan had made in the shape of a dinosaur, which was dinosaur-shaped Borg type things. I don't actually know what the genre of the creature is, but whatever the Borgs are, he made biscuits that shape, and they were phenomenal. And I just sat at the corner, not talking to anybody, and I thought, okay, I feel a little bit out of place here. Anyway, I met a lovely lady who also came on her own. She just sat there. She was also eating the biscuits and drinking the tea. And you know how you meet someone and you just click straight away. You just kind of become friends, and conversations are easy. Well, I met this woman, and we all had little name badges on, and it said our name and what we did. And again, I felt out of place because mine said Gareth Peter, author, and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep that badge forever. This lady also had a name badge on. The name didn't mean anything to me at the time, but I just saw the word author. Well, in fact, no, I didn't see the word author. I didn't look at the name badge, and I went, oh, so what do you do? Even though the clue was there. And she said, oh, I'm an author. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I am, or that's what I'm trying to be. Anyway, we were just chatting, we were eating biscuits. We didn't really talk about anything. We talked about everything. Until I asked her, what books have you written? And she was telling me a few titles, and I was going, oh, brilliant, fantastic. I took a sip of my drink and went, hang on, you're on my shelf, I said to her. And she went, oh, really? And I said, several of your books are on my shelf. Her name was Caryl Hart. And again, she is a phenomenal writing steam train of a lady, a beautiful lady inside and out, and I owe a lot to this lady. So we had this connection, we had this friendship which was building up. We were drinking more tea, eating more biscuits. I realised she was on my shelf, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to be really cheeky. And I'm sure she gets asked this by everybody, but I said, Caryl, if I sent you one of my stories, would you just have a look at it to tell me if you think I've got any chance of succeeding or not within this industry? I just want a blanket yes or no. What do you think to my stuff? She said yes. And it was like, wow, okay, this is amazing. Brilliant, okay, give me your email address. That was it. We didn't talk any more about it. We left at the same time. I gave her a hug. I said, hopefully see you soon. And I left it. I didn't send her any work. I couldn't, because I went back home and I looked at her books and I went, I'm not even in this league. I can't do this. I don't want to do this. She'll laugh at me. So I hadn't heard from the publishers, hadn't really got an agent. I got this in with Caryl and I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. So I left it. But then the strangest thing happened. I'm going to take a sip of drink. I'll feel my throat drying a bit. Amazing purple cup. Purple being the best colour, by the way. I had an email ping in from an unknown sender. Said, hi, Gareth. We met at Jonathan's book launch. How are you doing? You said you were going to send me some stuff. Oh, this is Caryl, and she's chased me. I was like, oh, wow, what do I do? Do I say, no, I've decided I'm rubbish and I don't want to send you anything? Or do I message back? Because we did get on. After about 2 minutes of thinking about it, I messaged her back saying, hi, how did you get my email, you stalker? She said she got it from Jonathan. I hope you don't mind. And of course I didn't mind, because it was amazing. We got on as people, not just as, colleagues. And it was lovely to hear from her. And anyway, I decided, okay, I will send you a couple of stories, of which I did. And within a couple of days, Caryl was so kind, she sent me some feedback back with parts of the story that I could improve, things that I didn't necessarily need, and what she thought to it. And it was like, wow, you didn't need to do all of that. I literally wanted a yes or no, do you think I'm going to succeed? She kind of gave me a bit of mentoring, which was phenomenal. So I set that weekend aside, and I did all of the corrections, and I sent them back saying, thank you so much. I've done the changes. Look, here you go. I hope you'll be proud. It was great. And of course, we had a bit of banter as well. Anyway, we were going backwards and forwards for, a couple of weeks. And till one morning she was on a train and she said, this is brilliant. She said, you're awesome. You've done everything I said. And you're a yes man. And I didn't quite know what she meant by that, but I'd interpreted that I just did everything that she asked and took on all of the criticism. And she said a lot of people don't. She says she's worked with people in the past that haven't necessarily taken some of her feedback in the good, beautiful intention that it was intended. And I was like, why wouldn't they? You're published. You know what you're talking about. Okay, I've written some stories I believe in, but I want to improve it. I want to get these stories published. I will do what needs to be done. Of course, the important point to note is that if there is something that completely changes the ethos of your piece or the direction or something, of course you can question it. But why wouldn't you listen to feedback from a professional? Because I wasn't a professional at this point, and, well, am I now? I don't know. I'll have a book published soon. Maybe then I'll call myself professional. Anyway, Caryl was on a train, and she said, can you just tidy up this text and send it back to me? I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to send it to someone. I didn't know who, and I didn't ask. Why didn't I ask, actually? Anyway, but I didn't ask. I just said, of course, here you go, fantastic. By the end of that day, she called me. No, she didn't. She sent me a text saying, can you call me, please? I did. She was on a train, and she went, I sent my agent your texts. She loves them. She wants to represent you. And I was like, my dreams have just come true. Just in this phone call, and I didn't even realise that I was having my dream going to be coming true. It was weird, but amazing. Totally amazing. It was like a Christmas present, opening a Christmas present that you didn't know you were going to get, and it was like, wow. And she said, my agent is going to call you tomorrow. I hope that's okay. I've given her your details. Of course it's okay. She can call me now if she wants to. She can call me when I'm in bed tonight. Wow. So, that was phenomenal. And I was over the moon. I was excited. And I couldn't quite believe it, really. Could I sleep that night? Yes, I could, just about, but my head was just buzzing. What am I going to say? Is the agent going to like me? Am I going to ramble? Am I going to, say something that makes her not want to? Is she not going to want any of my texts? Really, it's just a joke. So many things went round my head. It drives me potty. Being a creative person drives me potty at times, and I'm sure it does my partner too. But anyway, roll on the next day. My agent calls. No, not my agent. A lady calls from an agency, Carol's agent, and we talk, and we hit it off straight away. She is lovely. She's absolutely lovely, lovely, lovely. And she wanted to see some more of my work. She told me what she liked about my text. She told me what she'd change. In fact, one of them she didn't want to change a word on, which was like, wow, okay, phenomenal. I'm pleased with that. The other one, she had a few pointers, which of course, yes, I'm going to do. I sent her some more stuff. She liked it. She gave me some feedback, and she said she wanted to represent me. It was all true. It was all amazing. Yes, get me the contract quickly. I'll sign it straight away. I did. It didn't feel real, even when I'd signed that contract, until my face appeared on the website with a little biog that we wrote about some of the things that I liked, how I started, and it was just phenomenal. I couldn't be more happy that someone had selected and chosen me and my writing and believed in my viewpoint and my story. And when I say my story, I mean my journey to be where I am, what sets me aside and what makes me different from other writers out there. And that is the reason why I knew instantly when I spoke to her on the phone that she was the agent for me, because it was almost, I was more important than the stories. Of course, it's the stories that she sells, but you need to have, an author behind all of those stories. And she believed in me as much as she did my text. So I just was phenomenally thankful. So that is the story of how I got an agent. It probably seems quite long, convoluted description of stories, but I suppose everything took less than a year, which apparently is quite quick. This was from going on that picture book course and to actually signing with the agency as well. I'm really, really happy. She does a phenomenal job selling my books and getting publishing deals with different houses as well. But of course, an agent doesn't come for free. An agent takes 10 or 15% of the advance that you get and of your royalties as well. We'll talk about money in another video as well, and we'll talk about some other revenue streams that are ways that authors can make money. But number one, book advance, agent takes a cut, and then hopefully you make that advance back, and then you get royalties of which your agent takes a cut, which is absolutely fine. And that is the way the industry works, and you've got an amazing support with an agent, so of course they're going to take a cut. I'm absolutely fine with that, and it's right as well. So thank you, agent, and thank you to the people who helped me get an agent. So my book here was great because I learnt a lot from doing this, but actually it was about being in the right place at the right time, asking the right questions, and just having a bit of gumption just to go, would you take a look? Can I come to that book launch? Thank you very much for telling me I can write in rhyme. And that's how I got an agent.
Bye-bye.